Hello, guys. Oh, God, how can I not see chat? Can't see chat. Why not? I'm a wee bit early, guy. A couple of minutes early, so I can't see the chat right now. So, all my people, I'm just trying to find something. Just trying to find something. Hope these are all good. Well, unfortunately, Paddy kicked me off. Yeah, he kicked me off, guys, which I knew was going to happen. You know, it's a bit frustrating when he's asking you something and you're answering it, and he's speaking over the top. If you want to get to the bottom of something, and it gets tiresome. Like trying to explain to him, like you're looking silly. And English in Scotland, there's no different Clare's law between England and Scotland. Are you with me? And try to explain this to him. I mean, anybody just needs to go into the phone and say, I'm living in England and I'm seeing a guy from Scotland. Has he get, that it was only Scottish addresses I gave her for a start. So, it's like he's wet behind the ears and try to explain to them, as what it is. He likes to, he doesn't like to think, oh, I've said that for so many years. He doesn't like it, he just wants to be right all the time. And unfortunately, he's no, I knew when I started reading out the allegation. At the end of the day, guys, I did say when I started, I said, listen, I'm not doing this is for entertainment. I'm not doing it to cause you any fear, alarm, or distress. If it gets too much, just say stop. That was it. But he didn't want to. I tried, and I was right enough about what I said about Anna Conley. Are you with me? In fact, I'm going to play a wee bit of that now. 160. I don't know how many was in. How many was in Paddy's live altogether? I think there was a lot of people waiting. I'm not sure how many. As I say, I'm not looking at the chat now. Wait a minute. Basically, what I said tonight was right, and I said alleged caused damage to my property, because at the end of the day, when Paddy didn't know what he believed, that I finally knew, look, it came out that I knew what was happening, basically in the background. And basically, Paddy was getting the right away to say whatever he wanted about people. And if they argued about them, he was getting their boys, to threaten people and bully people. And basically, the deal was that he kept attacking the Sayers, etc. Provoke, report. That's his. That's unfortunately, that's been his way. As I say, I never even got into what he put. You with me? So, yeah, where was I actually? Because I was wanting to play this wee bit about. I was watching KRN TV this morning, and well, when I said he was controlling Anna Conley, I wasn't lying about that. He was controlling the narrative. He was speaking over Anna like he was doing with me, basically. I think this is it here.
Whose name is? I said. No, quite me by back Rover up in the fact that we seen announcing Avas and commit perjury on the case and that. So what's your be? It's preventing the course of justice. He's ever telling the truth. Or he's preventing the course of justice yet? Well, me, on that, just answer that question. So, I think he's telling lies. Thank you. That's a bit. He's telling lies. You're telling me the truth when he first won.
I think him and
Grant Turble, he's on the Scotsman. First person ever is. Yeah, got involved. I don't know whose name is.
Oh, well, I said he told you this before.
I told you this
before. That the Scotsman that killed Vic.
That Paddy's just saying, oh, look, he knew that name. He'd heard it, you know, it's been mentioned a lot. It was obviously mentioned in the jail. For anybody familiar with Grant Turnbull, he's Scottish, come up through the care system, violent background. You know, I heard well, so kind of nosing about like Grant Turnbull had got a beating off of quite a bad one. But anyway, Grant Turnbull, you know, he was spoken about quite a lot. And again, this was, you know, but Paddy wanted, you know, that way. So I know that Paddy, I know David Glover lied. I know that for a fact. You know, David Glover came out as a police informant. It was clear as clear as day. You know, he'd nothing to hide. As he said on a few podcasts, he said, "Listen, I've said what I am. You know, you tell the truth now, Paddy. You tell them what you are, and you know, put up the original statements. Put up what you said in court when you get found guilty." But he's never ever produced anything. You know, and it'll come out someday. I mean, all he has to do is apply for his data, like I did, and the police will give you. Anybody can apply for it. If you've ever made a deal with the police or whatever, it'll be on your data. Just apply for it, and then that's it. Just apply for your data. Show everybody it. You can't add on to it. You can't take off for it. If you've ever been paid or whatever, every single thing. If you ever made a deal with the police, everything's there for you. Everything. But he's not going to do it. You know, when it passes, it'll come out. I just want to find out now, because I said your boys allegedly damaged property, etc., etc. That's why I went after them, because at the end of the day, you were directing them. You were instigating trouble to my door. You know, Paddy said that I'm responsible for this, organising this, that, and the next thing. If I was responsible for anything, yeah, and I was going to target somebody, the only person I would target was actually Paddy Conroy, because he's the person that's instigated it all. So it makes no sense blaming me for everything else. You know, he mentioned things about what Roxanne had said. As I said, I'm not going to comment on it. If he wants to believe that, that's fine. I don't care what she says. I really don't care. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what anybody believes. The truth will defend itself. And I think she's either mentally unwell or on a load of drugs. I don't know. You know, at the end of the day, if she wants to come and say something else, I'm not just going with something. Or Emma said, Roxanne sent this. I'm not going to reply to any of them. You with me? Because if I say something when you've got somebody who's trying to prod you to say something bad so they can report it as hate or whatever, you know, you're not going to comment on it. You just got to stay humble about it. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not interested. At the end of the day, she can say what she wants. She can accuse me of what she wants. She can lie as much as she wants. As I say, the truth goes further. She knows that. And the guy, a friend, I'm not going to name the boy because he's actually okay. He's in a few videos with her. He works for the Crown Prosecution in Newcastle. You know, I just hope that boy, you know, stays professional and doesn't just take somebody at their word and make a fool of it because his job's there. You with me, guys? So, yeah, I know one man who's been arrested twice. One for being accused of a channel. He was NFA'd. The other one was accused of harassment. Again, NFA'd. So these silly reports are going in. I'm not saying anything bad about her. I'm not interested in her. You know, if she wants to thrive on it, fine, let her do. You know, you are your own behaviour, aren't you? So I don't care. It's the let them theory. And in Scotland, it's called the fuck them theory. Fuck them. Anyway, where was I? Fucking volume. I don't know, guys.
But I think it was mentioned years ago, even back in them days, but it was just silliness. Took a silliness.
Well, at the end of the day, I just think if Glover and Cookie and Stephen and
so it was a talk in the prison about a madman, fifth murder, like, I don't know how cities were up, you know what? Back then, so even the authorities will have knew a Grand Turtle was saying what Cookie's saying no.
Well,
it's not new, it's not
I never knew anything about that.
Well, it's probably not been repeated, but I knew about it.
I didn't.
From being in the jail at that time, you know what I mean? Back in them days.
Yeah.
I thought now it is as well. Who discussed with us?
All right. Where's he now?
Somebody's messages and reminded me who it was. And then as soon as it reminded me, I thought, oh, that's really right.
Well, why
yeah, the AIDS.
So why do you think the Scotchman came into it?
He's just using it because it's probably what people have medical with.
Well, there was not.
He's just using that as some sort of distraction tactic, yeah. From what he's saying, now who's done it. So why is he telling me why he's fucking mentioning a lunatic who's admitted it?
I know, but it was
So Grant Turnbull, as I say, guys, a violent guy, a Scottish guy, you know, very violent background. You can check him up, like. I think he was originally from, I think he was East Coast Scotland, so I think he was maybe kind of Edinburgh, maybe, no, kind of up the East Coast somewhere. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but I did actually read up on him, on his background. He came through the care system. Yeah, very, you know, violent guy. And the story was, you know, Vivid beat a lot of guys, right enough. But the story was, you know, I don't want to mix it up. I don't know if he get told he had AIDS or whatever, you know, and he'd fuck all to lose type thing. He died of AIDS, actually. But yeah, sorry. And this is another one about Cookie.
Cookie came to see me after that podcast show and Paul to tell me basically, didn't worry, arm evidence or proof, without using them words, that you couldn't give them details because this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And he gave me and Paul that story. And that's what I see when he's telling the truth. That side of the story. And he's telling lies about it now. I've challenged him to a lie detector test.
Yeah.
He's refused to take one.
Well, that's what I want to do.
See, that's not true. Cookie agreed to take the lie detector test. Paddy was going to be doing one. It was all set. Paddy changed the goalposts. No, Paddy thinks because he's deleted everything, that he's deleted my memory. But we've got every single live that Paddy Conroy has ever done. Everyone. There's thousands of them. You have to ask yourself, if he was there to help when he first came on the internet, he was going to solve all these murders. He knew where bodies were buried, Paddy's words. And he was going to take a deck on that to where these bodies were buried. Now, guys, anybody not getting arrested for that, you know that's actually put a red flag that somebody's full of shite. You know, the police never take that seriously. And then you find out why. Because he's been at it all his life. He said he couldn't get into his head the night that he walked into he was trying to say that's no being a grass reporting on a child's murder, but he couldn't name the child. There's no mention of a child getting murdered. None whatsoever. He made the 5-page statement against Stephen Sayers. When he fell out with Bernard O'Mahony, who was best man at his wedding, he phoned the police for a caravan one night on the floor. I remember it. Just can't bloody find it. You know, so that was just them things. Then, you know, other things that Harry Fullard. I'll just go through these wee things quickly, and then I'll go into the kind of main things. Harry Fullard, right? Barry told him that he knew Harry Fullard, also known as Chris Fullard. Barry told him, Paddy's pal at the time, that he knew Chris Fullard. It was absolutely nothing to do with Humble Dryer or the Sayers. That was it. Something must have tipped him off or something. You know, the boy had a nervous breakdown. But Paddy then said, because I posted the video, Paddy then said that I'd put him up to it. Like, I'm going to put somebody up to get taken a fucking chase in a van clipped out with the police and arrested, you know, and shouting these obscenities. Why the fuck? You know, so that was one of them. Then the Talia Hall, who said about him last year, who's now coming out and said things about Stephen being an arsehole and all the rest of it and follow. Well, it turns out Talia and Harry Fullard are either, don't quote me on their relationship, but they're 100% friends. And I knew Harry doesn't like Stephen Sayers. He didn't like Anna Connolly, because what he was what he said about Anna Connolly the night I had them on a live, which I cut short. I never allowed him to say it. So yeah, Chris, Harry, or whatever, he's got his problems with Stephen Sayers. He's got his problems with Paddy Conroy. Doesn't like Anna Connolly. Probably doesn't like me. Couldn't give a fuck. So Talia Hall first came out and said that Paddy's brother Mick was her stepdad. Basically, that's what she said. So that would make her Paddy's niece. So take for that what you will, guys. The thing about Roxanne Dale saying that I put her up to lie about Paddy Conroy touching her up as a child at 3-year-old, I'm quite sure, guys, everybody with a wee bit of common sense would know that's no happened. Simple. It's no happened. I wouldn't do it. Didn't matter how much I hate somebody or dislike somebody. I'd never get somebody on a sexual thing. I would never pin that on somebody. When they say that you try to get Davy Hislop on a sex offenders register, bullshit. What's happened is, when you're on a WhatsApp and you're sending a message and you're reading what's just been sent to you, so you're sending them, and then she'd said something along the lines of, he's threatened to put me over the bonnet of a car. I'm reading it. She said, I'm going to report that. That'll have him on the sex offenders register. Because he's threatened to basically grape me. So as I'm reading it, and I've said on the voice note, oh, he's going on the sex, good. If he's threatened to put you over a car bonnet when you don't want it, that's right. Good. That was all I said. I never said set him up. So, as I say, I'm not be speaking about her. She's irrelevant. That's it. She can say what she wants, whatever. What she's trying to do is antagonise things, get people to come out and speak about things. I'm not speaking about anything after tonight regarding Roxanne. Simple. I've got everything I need, for her to come out and say allegedly, because she's passing things on to Emma Cockrell, allegedly. Emma Cockrell's then coming out and telling Paddy Conroy. Paddy Conroy's then coming out and putting it on the internet. You with me, guys? Prod, report. That's what I try to do, and I'm not falling for it. So yeah, I was asking again, Paddy. Back to Paddy. Oh, I've got something there that I've managed to put so it plays, and I don't know if I fucking want to play it. You with me? Because it's not my words. It's nobody else's words but Paddy's. When they get found guilty and offered to go Supergrass. And then he offered to do it again when he appealed his sentence and got told no. He offered to go Supergrass and fling everybody under the bus, basically. And I don't know if I want to fucking play it because I don't like, because there's people's names in it that I've never heard. And you have to have thoughts for Anna. You have to have thoughts for whoever's Paddy's said and his recordings, what I put. It's the minutes for the court, basically. As I say, I don't want to cause Paddy any fear, alarm, or distress. I asked him about names tonight, about the Oz nightclub thing. And he came out and said that he did say these people had told him they'd turned grass. And Paddy said that this was a while after Paddy started working with him. So that was fine. But Paddy submitted 67 reports and complaints to Northumbria. I'll go through some of them, guys. I'll go through some of them. I don't know. I've got to think about it now. If I've got to play this or not. Fucking hell. So, It's quite bad, like. It's as bad as you fucking get, to be honest. This one here. Okay, where are we here? Source: Northumbria Police reference 03/61291 09/2745 14/5012 071042. Cross reference. Hang on, guys. There's that much information. I know why I bore you to death with the. Paddy Conroy, 67 reports total from 1986 to 2010/16. 66 of 67 reports had one conviction, that conviction being Stephen Sayers, which we all know about. It's when Paddy made the... Basically, guys, Paddy put up a Facebook post. People seen it. There was no Dave Courtney event where they said everybody conspired against him. That's a load of shit. Basically, Paddy put up a statement on Facebook saying that there was spam on his computers, and his wife said, "Fuck's sake, Paddy, she barely looks 16, blah, blah, blah." He deleted it straight away. If he'd never said that, nothing would have came of light to it. But because he said it, I think he thought that maybe his missus would go to report him to the police. He was covering his back, and the rest is history. You know, but Paddy then turned it into, "Oh, these Sayers have branded me this and branded..." But listen, wait, we'll get to it. He named 32 individuals, including 4 groups. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's gangs or whatever, the 4 groups. Most reported was John Sayers, 11, Michael, 7, Stephen, 4. I don't know, Moore and Cook come in. They're saying there's minor spelling differences between the same person, no factual change. So I don't know if Chris is Christopher or whatever. But anyway, outcome: 66 reports, no action, dropped. Only one conviction, Stephen Sayers, 2017, suspended sentence, blah, blah, blah. Sexual offence reports by pop-up from 2002 to 2008, 4 in total. So this is 4, the pop-ups made 4 sexual allegations. 4. I'll read them out. This is for 202 to 208. 2002, John Sayers had sexually assaulted, no victim statement, no evidence. The second one was in 2005. Pop-up said that Michael Sayers, indecent exposure, comments, inconsistent account. Then he made a report on 2006 regarding Stephen Sayers. He said that Stephen Sayers had distributed child abuse images, no proof, marked down as retaliatory. 2008, group sexual harassment. Pop-up, Conroy started argument. So yeah, that was 4 false things. I think he tried to use possibly his daughter and one of them to go a witness, and it was inconsistent. He tried to say that one of the Sayers had made a sexual thing to his family. Again, witness didn't exist. It's fucking nuts, like. Northumbria Police closed case files 88/0412. Court record case 1600429. Witness statement So I'm not going to get into the witness statement because there's an old guy called William, and I'm not sure if it's the same old guy that lived with him in the cottage. So I'm just going to say it's William. Guy's dead. I'm not going to mention the second name. As I say, I'm not here to cause Paddy any fear, alarm, or distress or whatever. This is for entertainment purposes only, as we both agreed to in his life. Nothing changed. You can publish. I can publish this. I actually done the same on Stephen Sayers, and it come back. Stephen Sayers has never submitted any report, claim, or allegation to Northumbria Police at any time. Core facts: between 86 and 210, Pop-Up submitted a total of 67 reports or complaints to Northumbria. These reports named 32 individuals, 4 organised groups. The most frequently named, John Sayers named 11 separate reports, Michael Sayers 7 reports, Stephen 4. Here we go. Sexual offence, allegations, I asked them tonight, what do you think of somebody making false reports? They said, life sentence. And I said, good, I'm glad you said that. I know I'd come back to it. So, sexual offence allegations made by the Pop-Up from 2002 to 2008, 4 total, all no action. All were investigated and dismissed due to lack of evidence, inconsistent account or proof. They were made in retaliation. 2002 reference 023917 allegation John Sayers sexually assaulted a female relative. No victim statement obtained. Named witness denied knowledge, marked unfounded. 2005 reference 05/1284/ allegation Michael Sayers made sexual comments and indecent exposure towards Conroy's daughter. I think your daughter's account inconsistent, no independent evidence, marked no further action. 2006 reference 06/4721 allegation Stephen Sayers and associates conspired to distribute indecent images of children and accused Pop-Up of child abuse involvement. Police found no trace of images or digital evidence. Confirmed claim made in retaliation after a dispute, marked malicious report, no action. Then the last one, 2008 reference 08/2290/ allegation group members made sex. I don't know who the group is. Allegation group members made sexual harassment and violence threats against Pop-Up's family. No supporting evidence. Witnesses confirmed a Pop-Up and initiated the argument, marked no action. Full search of the logs, complaint registers, indecent incident books and witness records confirmed. Stephen Sayers made 0 reports, 0 complaints, 0 allegations to police against any person at the time. Okay, that was that. William statement. I was there. I saw it happen every time. He provoked, wound him up, get a reaction, then run straight to the station saying he was the victim. He never changed his way doing it. Then he was asked about the sexual stuff, making the false sexual claims. He went, he brought that out when nothing else worked. Made it all up out of nothing. John Sayers 11 times reported. The old guy said, yep, dead right. Michael 7, correct. Stephen 4 times. Yes. Never once, yes, but Stephen never once went near the police to report anything himself. Not once. He never made a complaint against anyone, never filed anything. That's a big difference. Pop-Up lived off making reports. The Sayers never reported anyone at all. He was asked about Stephen Sayers' conviction when the Pop-Up got a conviction. The audience said, set up perfect by Conroy. Got the wording just right to make it stick. all reports logged, all outcomes written down, 67 reports from Conroy, none from Stephen or the others. Clear as day who's doing all the reporting. Okay. I'm trying to look for his appeal. Fucking hell. Right, so you know how when Paddy and Glover got sentenced, Paddy got 11 and a half years, and Glover either got 10 or 10 and a half years. Paddy got either a year or a year and a half. In fact, it might be here actually. Mid-trial witness box, Wells Evans, he blotted out himself. Sentencing stage formally argued by defence, rejected outright. Okay, hang on. Mid-trial, when he was given evidence in his own defence at day 6 or day 7 of the trial, early December 95, after prosecution finished questioning him, and whilst his own barrister was asking him questions or during cross-examination with the court, he'd already said, "I wasn't there, I left early." Glover lied in the statement, his core defence. Then he volunteered it completely, unprompted, right there in the witness box, under oath. He said, "Look, I don't need to be here. I know exactly who killed Viv Graham. I know every single shot, every single person involved, who shot him, who drove, who paid. I know about every shooting, arson, and big job in Newcastle. I will give every name, every detail, and testify against him if you drop all these charges or cut my sentence down. I can clear half the unsolved murders in the city, but only if you help me." The judge immediately stopped and said, "This is not relevant to this trial. You cannot trade information for a deal here. That is for the police after, not now." He tried to say more, Pop-Up tried to say more, and he was told to sit down. It was not allowed to be put before the jury. They never heard the details over the judge, and only the judge and the lawyers knew. Right before sentencing, the last day, before the judge passed sentence, this was after Pop-Up took it to trial. He pleaded his innocence, and because he done that, he get more time. He get the year more than Glover, because Glover would say, "I have done it. Paddy's done it." So Glover never argued it, so he get the lesser sentence. Because Paddy Pop-Up argued it, he get a year and a half more. I think it's a year more. So basically, after he'd been found guilty, he basically volunteered to fling everybody under the bus. He basically, it becomes Supergrass, and that's and because he'd waited until he was found guilty, then tried to make the deal. The judges like that, this is for after. You cannot make a deal in court. This is for the police to make a deal. And again, when he tried to appeal his sentence, he came up with the exact same thing, and that fell upon deaf ears as well. As I say, guys, I'm naughty, very naughty. And he's used the exact same thing. We've got officers PC 3678, PS 5529, DC 9102, DS 8831, PC 7145, PS 5529. A George Younes, Younes. Never heard of the guy in my life. He was somebody that was named with these individuals. Somebody Moore, Cook, Gary Vassey, never heard of him. Lee Sean Watson, M Harrison, and K Harrison. These are names that he'd basically flung under the bus and then it come up with, he was talking shite, basically. I think there's actually one there for Vivian Graham somewhere. I maybe have to do a wee follow-up to this tomorrow, because there's somewhere on that list. There's names I've never heard of, but I think there's one complaint he made about Vivian Graham, but I think it's maybe young Viv. Harry Fullard. Yeah, so I've cleared that tonight. Harry Fullard was absolutely nothing to do with me. But what you have to remember, Paddy's email address, Patrick James Conroy at yahoo.com, whatever, blah, 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 appeared with a message Paddy, or Paddy's email address had sent to Harry Fullard, Chris Fullard, threatening to open his mum's face up, was the exact words. No slash, open your mum's face. Your mum's face is getting opened up. Something like that. Talia Hall, I presume Harry, are definitely 100% friends. I don't know if they're in a relationship, but definitely 100% friends. And yeah, I think even Anna Connolly had spoken to Harry Fullard's mum, and his mum said he'd basically had a nervous breakdown. It's nothing to do with me, sales or anything. Barry used to go to Paddy's, as I say, was pals. I certainly knew Chris Fullard. I think he's an electrician or something along those lines. Yeah, and Talia Hall, who claimed to be Mick Conroy's stepdaughter. Absolutely. All too weird for me. Irrelevant. But yeah, guys, listen. I've got to have a wee look here. Can I maybe play it right? Oh, fuck's sake. See, I put it into so everybody can hear it. So it's read properly. Where the fuck is it now? I'm fucking brutal for organising things like this. You know what? It's all right in the phone. So what I need to get to know is, where does it end? Somebody said, like, see, at the end of the day, Paddy's never got to clear his name. You've got to have to wait until he's dead. And then there's a Freedom of Information Act that will come out. And everybody will see what he's been up to. Until then, he'll just go on. I don't want to be the one that takes everything away from him. He's only got his YouTube and the people, and I didn't even like, but we're always got to come into a battle tonight. It's always got to happen. He was got to overtalk me, and I was got, it was going to happen. That's a personality thing. So, yeah, definitely, guys. I'm going to fucking look here. I'm going to play this. Fuck it. Oh, fuck is it, John? That's Oh, fuck is it? That's that one. That's that one.
Short answer. Yes, they did, but only partially, and nothing ever came of it, and he was never used as a witness or informant. Here is exactly what happened, step by step. Immediately after trial, 1995-96, police did interview him formally twice in prison, specifically about Viv Graham and the other crimes he named. They took full written statements. He gave names, dates, places, who did what, who drove, who paid, who organized. He stuck exactly to what he said in court. Named the killers. Said it was ordered by the Sayers family. Gave details only insiders would know. Plus info on shootings, arson, drug rings across Newcastle. But he made it conditional. He said, I will only sign this and give evidence if you reduce my sentence or move me to an open prison. Better conditions. Police and CPS refused. Said information first. Deal later. He refused. Talks broke down. Police checked what he said. Some details matched existing intelligence, but no new evidence, no proof, no witnesses would back it up. It was all his word alone. And because he was fighting his own case, they marked it self-serving.
Right, guys, I've just got to have a smoke. Got to do a Paddy here. Just cover my camera 2 seconds. I hope you can hear this all right.
unreliable, not usable in court. What happened next? 1997 appeal. He tried again. Told judges, I solved Graham. I can clear up loads. You should cut my sentence for helping. Judges said, you offered it only to help yourself. You didn't actually give evidence or help. No credit gives appeal failed. In prison years, he repeated it many times, even wrote letters to detectives, said he knew about the Peter Gowland murder too. Police kept his statements on file, never acted, never charged anyone, said his info was too vague, no corroboration, too risky to use. After release, he gave interviews, podcasts, TV, still named the same people, said,
Right, guys, hang on a minute, because again, this one maybe.
This is his full defense. He is put to the jury and judge at Newcastle Crown Court, December 1995. Core defense. Full innocence. I was not there. I did not kidnap him. I did not hold him. I did not torture him. And I was not even present when any of it happened.
In all fairness, guys, he passed a lie detector for that. This is a Billy Collier kidnapping. He passed a lie detector test to say he wasn't there. So, you know, we can only go on what he's saying.
One, what happened that day? I was looking for people from the Harrison family because they smashed up and desecrated my father's grave. I wanted to confront them, maybe fight them, but nothing more. We spotted Billy Collier by chance. He was not the target. I said, bring him along. Ask him where the others are. That was all I intended. Just questioning. No harm. Definitely no torture. I left early. We drove him to an address. I got out and went straight to visit my mother. Went home, had witnesses seeing me elsewhere. I did not go inside the flat house where he was taken. Everything bad, being tied up, pliers, injuries, happened after I left, when I was nowhere near. Whatever they did was nothing to do with me. I didn't order it. Didn't know it was going to happen. 2. Attack David Glover's evidence. Key point. Glover wrote a statement in prison saying, I organized it. Gave orders, was there. But in court, under oath, Glover said that statement was lies. He was mentally ill, psychotic, having a breakdown, not in his right mind when he wrote it. In court, Glover denied I was there, denied I told him to do anything, denied I was involved in any violence. Defense argument. If the main witness says I wasn't there, there is nitrogen monoxide evidence against me at all.
When it says nitrogen, it's because the thing I put it through, right? And rather the word no, it identifies the word no sometimes as nitrous monoxide. Don't worry about it.
Written note is hearsay, lies, unreliable, should be thrown out completely. No forensic proof, no fingerprints, no weapons, no witnesses who actually saw me in the room or touching Collier. 3. Alibi and witnesses. I had people who said they saw me at a different place at the exact time the torture happened. My movements were accounted for. I could not have been in 2 places at once. 4. Even if I was part of it. At worst, I was only involved in a minor confrontation, taking him briefly to ask questions. I withdrew completely before any serious crime started, so I cannot be guilty of what others did later. This was a family feud. Revenge for grave desecration. Not planned, not for profit, not a gang enterprise. Far less serious than organized kidnap/torture. 5. Court incident. I lost my temper, shouted at the prosecutor, got...
This is because I think this is at the time he lost his temper with the prosecutor because it mentioned, I think, maybe something to do with his brother Neil's death. That's how he lost his temper. I think Paddy said he'd flung water or something at the prosecution, the procurator, but I'm not sure.
Moved. Defense said, that was frustration at being accused, not guilt. I was angry because I'm innocent, not because I'm hiding anything. Legal arguments to judge, jury. No case to answer. Only evidence was Glover's note, which he himself said was false. Misleading evidence. Using the written statement against me when he gave oral evidence for me was unfair and wrong in law. I had no intent to cause serious harm, no knowledge, no presence. So not guilty of kidnap, false imprisonment, or torture. That is 100% exactly what he and his lawyers argued throughout the whole trial.
So that was basically Paddy appealing, sorry. That was basically Paddy appealing that, you know, what was saying, you know, wasn't true, and he was innocent of, yeah. the Collier thing. A minute, guys, I just want to find something. Just got to mute this a second, right?
During trial, in evidence and under oath, Paddy Conroy said he knew exactly who killed Viv Graham, the well-known Tyneside Hardman shot dead on New Year's Eve, 1993, a murder that was never solved. He told the court, "I know who done the Viv Graham murder. I can name every single one of them, exactly who pulled the trigger, who drove, who planned it. I know it all."
Now, this is the same thing as what Glover came out and said basically on the Sean Atwood thing. He said that Paddy had said this in court, and all Paddy had to do was show the minutes for the court.
Said he was willing to give full statements, name names, and testify, but only if the police dropped or reduced the charges against him in the Billy Collier case. He also said he had details of multiple other serious crimes, shootings, arson attacks, and drug deals across Newcastle and the Northeast, all involving known gang members, and could give full evidence on them too. He added, "I've got everything you need to clear up half the unsolved jobs in this city, but you won't use me, because you just want to put me away." He argued this showed he was not a danger to the public and was actually willing to help the courts solve major cases. But the judge refused any deal, ruled it was self-serving, and did not allow it to count in his favor at sentencing. Later, after conviction, he repeated, "I offered them the Graham murder and loads more. They turned it down and still locked me up for 11 and a half years. Would you like me to also tell you?"
So basically, that's what he's saying here. Then he goes on to say he was seen as the organizer and leader. The judge ruled you started it, planned it, called everyone together, and it was your motive, revenge for your dad's grave, even if he left early. The court said he'd everything in motion and bore main responsibility. Glover was treated follower, helper, brought along, not the boss. Conroy had a much longer, more serious criminal history. Well, can be argued. He was an established gang figure. His offer to help was counted against him when he said, "I know who killed Viv Graham. I can solve cases." Judge called it pure blackmail, self-serving, and no real remorse, and said it proved he was in deep in crime, knew everything, and wouldn't change. Zero credit given. Glover had got some credit, even though his evidence was messy. He did admit being there, said he was sorry, and tried to distance himself. So he got that. So that was that. So he basically offered to become Supergrass. I don't know if I want to play this song.
This is
listen. I think that says enough from he's named people that I've never actually heard. He said that the Sayers had organised it, blah blah blah, and named another guy. I'm just going to use the word tiny. Tiny somebody. There was the name he gave. That's all I'm going to say tonight, because I don't want to upset people. So he'd offered to say, go Supergrass. He said that there was other gangs he could give information on. It was either give him a reduced sentence or better prison conditions. and because he'd waited he was found guilty to try and do it, the judge said no. And if you look it up, that's right enough. You can't make a deal after you've been found guilty. They just that's that. So yeah, I'm not going to say if the word tiny means anybody, that's another. But he's also said other people's done it through the years. So, but that was one. I tried again in an appeal in 1997. Appeal I tried again. Told judges I solved it, Graham. I can clear up loads. You should cut my sentence for helping. Judges said you offered that only to help yourself. You didn't actually give evidence or help. No credit. Appeal failed. As I say, in prison, he repeated it many times. Even wrote letters to detectives, said that he knew about the Peter Gowland murder too. Police kept his statements in file. Never acted or charged anyone. As I say, he's never been questioned or anything over the Viv Graham murder. It's just a lot of admitting. He's had a fascination with the Sayers family. I don't know what it is. It's a weird obsession. I don't know if his mind's just stuck somewhere. You know, the Conroy name, Paddy, lives off his brother's name. No Paddy. He never made the name. It was his brothers that made the name for naughty shit. And Paddy lives off that. But you have to remember, you know, that Mick and all that, there was maybe 3, 4 of them went to the grave. Hadn't they fucking spoke about him in years because of his antics. They knew what he'd done. And this is the thing, you know, people are what to believe that he's got this big tower in Newcastle and everything. I just want to know now. People be thinking, what's your end game here, John? My end game is I want to find out the ones that's done the damage. You know, I just want what's fucking damage has been done. I just want that fixed. You with me? So that's when it went. When I get fucking for the damage and the earliest damage there, when that's all squared up and money that's been lost, that's where it stops. At the end of the day, approved. You know, he's Paddy can apply. I'm going to do a wee video on how to apply for your data, guys. So rather than doing all these lie detectors things and everything, just apply for it. You can apply through your ACRO. So you apply through your SAT ACRO and you can ask for the data. Let's say you're in I don't know, Newcastle, and like Paddy having stuff in Hexham. You could apply there for your ACRO. It's quite easy. You can do it online. It's free. It takes about, I don't know, I think I got mine about 26 days. I think it takes up to 28 days. And it's free. And you can apply for all the data on your name. This is when I learned I'd over 120 odd malicious calls through my life made about me. Yeah, it's quite interesting actually. It'll show anything. If you've ever done a deal for a reduced sentence, it'll show everything. It's your data. You can apply for it. And if anybody wants to see, I mean, if Paddy's going to the police and saying, I'm putting you in the dock because I believe you're agent provocateur, well, if that was right and I'm a police informer, like Paddy's saying, that he could probably subpoena me to court. But when they check up, they're in for a big shot because my name's no there. As a police informant, I don't speak to the police. I respect them, but I don't speak to them. It's no hard. So, you know, I want to know if these boys that's done the damage, allegedly, have been police informers, you know, to help provoke people, or has it just been to try and mock people? That's what I want to get to the back of. I just want my fucking money back, basically. And I'm off ski. Bye-bye. Or I'll just sell Humble Dry on the name and the channels to the right bidder. And they can go and fucking put whatever they want out, as long as they don't go to the police and make police reports. Joe Calbutin, the copper's son that Paddy said I get jail, they made a video beating a guy. It went viral. It was in a gym. The video that they guys done went viral. I pointed the video out after it went viral. He get jail. Their own video went viral. He get jail for it. Beat a boy up in the gym. Anyway, Noddy Rice's son. Noddy Rice's stepson. I think Rob someday or whatever, I can't remember. The boys even said in jail to people that it's not to do with Humble Dryer. I put a video out 4 months after, maybe say 3 months, certainly 3 or 4 months after Noddy Rice had a warrant for his arrest for it. I put the video out. You with me? But there was already a warrant for him, 3 or 4 months. He's saying Big Lou. I've never had Big Lou charged or questioned or even made any reports about him. I have posted videos of Lou that he has posted online. And there's actually one of them actually covered most of these threats up on it. Yeah. So again, if they're making videos, I'm putting the videos out. You know, how does that make me a grass? Lou and all these things know I'm not a grass because they know what else I've got on them that I'm not putting out. Or, you know, I'll take it to the limit, but I wouldn't do it because that's make me a grass. But I don't like the fact that you're now using people to try and get me jailed. Because it looks like they're on cahoots, you know, using the police, poke, prod, get a reaction, get you jail. You know, Paddy's used the police as his own personal security. Poke, prod, reaction, phone the police. And then probably because of the amount of fucking false reporting he's done, probably not take him serious for anything. So now they've got somebody else. Poke, prod, reaction, phone the police. It's not happening. This is when Paddy, you know, at the end of the day, I'll prove it, yeah. The only way you can prove that that's not true is go and get every bit of data for the police to put it on the internet. If you've got nothing to hide and you're squeaky clean, you should not have a problem with that. Job done, Paddy. There you go. There you go, Paddy. You know, it's always got to go that way tonight. I was hoping it didn't, you know, but you're asking me a question, I'm giving you the answer, and, you know, you're giving an answer after the question you've just asked me, so it's always going to go that way. Yeah. I just want what I've lost. That's all. I just want what I've lost. And it goes away. I don't care what Emma's saying, Roxanne's allegedly send up, which Paddy's putting. I don't care what's on it. As I say, let them fucking think what they want. As in Scotland they call it fuck 'em theory. Don't care. What people think of me is no my business. That's theirs. I don't care for bad words. Nothing. People don't like me. Fuck them. But anyway, guys. Yeah. As them boys, that's my question here. You know, and I've got my. I don't want to go and do that to everybody. I'm not everybody. I don't want to be enemies with everybody that just comes in. But this is a wee lesson, man. If you've got to come and poke me, but you get a reaction. You get a reaction if you've got to poke me. Make sure your hands are clean. Make sure your hands are clean. You know, if you've got to come and poke me and put allegations out about me, make sure your hands are clean. Because I don't want to go and do that with everybody. You know, it takes time and a lot of fucking. At the end of the day, I'm not everybody's enemy. But if you've got to come and prod me, I'm going to mention one more thing before I end tonight. This Specksteins thing. Okay, everybody says you'll no acknowledge it and blah blah blah. I'm going to tell you guys that's doing it, right? Everything that you've put out, it's like it's X-rated, yeah. It's X-rated, and you're putting it out to platforms children use. You've got no age restrictions. You've got no fuck all. It's like handing a fucking 12-year-old kid a dirty book. You're as bad for putting it out there where kids can just read it as the person that's fucking put it there in the first place. At the end of the day, do I see anything bad in it? This is my honest opinion. If that is that big fella's number, yeah, I'm going to be honest. Embarrassing, yes, for sure. Has he done anything wrong? A single guy getting a wee bit of rammy? No. Has the person who's been sending them things? Well, we'll leave that for fucking court or for other people that she's done it to decide. That's not for me to decide. Yes, it's naughty. Pulling that or whatever when kids are like, listen, I don't know. I wasn't there. But what I'm going to say to you, that generation was probably brought up. I know that my families, my grandpa and that, they were 8 or 9 in a house, 2-bedroom house. You know, how the fuck do you think your brother and sister get made? You with me? Oh, hang on. You all just go, some people just had one room and a kitchen back in the day. You talk, that was it. Drink or gun. Oh, hang on. Number fucking 7 kid coming. Do you think? Come on, fuck's sake. But yeah, anybody that's pushing that shit out, that Spexstein thing, it's naughty, man. He's need to behave. He's not thinking about it. There's no age restriction. There's nothing. He's just putting it out there and there's kids seeing it. Because we're just fucking saying to kids, there's a dirty book, 12-year-old, and you go, you're hitting puberty. One guy's fuck's sake. And that's what I've got to say in it. I've no interest in it. None. I think it's fucking embarrassing, yeah. But again, everybody the same. Like, I've got to give her that one, yeah. She knew I'd get annoyed. No for saying that I was pulling the plonker in a field, but by saying I had white socks on because she knows how I feel about white socks. So, that's a load of shite. Any other videos that was in a phone or whatever, you know, between me and maybe somebody was with for 7 years. So what? Are you with me? Fucking hell. Like, it's not the worst crime in the world, is it? But as for me messaging young girls and friends and that, load of shite. Load of rubbish. I don't like young girls. I prefer fucking, yeah, I know, mature. I don't like young girls. Fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, as I say, guys, let them think what they want. Let them go in what they want. But there you go. And unless they've got to go and get the paperwork and prove themselves. Scottish clears law and English clears law doesn't exist. It's all one system. Just fucking Google it, man. Go in that chat. Fucking GT or whatever the fuck you call it. Job done. It's Britain. Scotland's not independent. You have got a different law in Scotland from England. You've got Black's law in Scotland. But that's just for your criminal record. You need 2 witnesses in Scotland, where in England you only need 1. You with me? So, yeah, but much more stringent in Scotland. Much more. Ask people who's been in the jail in England and Scotland, they'll say, I'd rather do fucking jail in England. But yeah, it's more on the ball, like in Scotland. You know, less fucking about, to be honest. You know, you're only on bail for fucking 130 days, I think it is now, and you're sentenced. You maybe can get 1 or 2 extensions on it, which is maybe about 30 days, but you're not doing 1, 2, 3 year remand in Scotland. It's not happening. So, anyway, as I say, we'll get back. As you guys knowing that Paddy, because you remember when David Hislop said to Paddy, like, he's been talking to me, and Paddy jumped in and went, what are you fucking corresponding with him for? You remember? You shouldn't be corresponding with him. Let him date. Let him date. Don't talk to him. Let me date my way, Paddy said. Poke, prod, reaction, phone the police. And if that's the way they've been playing it, you know, they're as bad as him. If you have it with a rat, you're as good as a rat. And at that point, guys, good night. Everybody in the chat, I can't see you, so big up my moderators, everybody that support us, haters, you know, say what you want. Fuck them. Let them think what they want. See you later, guys. So anyway, Johnny boy, you know, you've assisted this. You were the boss. So, you know, you want it to end? See you later.